Mason McHale Outdoors here. It's been a long time since I brought you guys a video, but me and Braden are here today. We're going to bring you the St. Augustine fishing report, fresh and salt water, what we've been catching, what all of our buddies have been catching, what's running right now in the salt water. So I'm just going to mainly focus on inshore and everything, so we're going to head and get right into this. So this morning, me and Braden went out. We left real early this morning. We left our house about 6 o'clock or 6:30 this morning. Went out and tried to catch some reds. We actually did catch 3 redfish this morning. Between us all, we caught 3 at they were all under 18, so they were not legal, but they're still fun to catch, but we have been doing a lot of saltwater pond fishing. Up here, St. Augustine, there's a lot of saltwater ponds up here, more than what people think. Most of the time they're down south. Nobody thinks that they're over here. You have to drive a little bit to get to some of them, but some of them are closer than you would ever think they could be, and you may have fished in them before. You just, you don't know until you catch a fish out of there, or you can even go down and taste the water. But even sometimes in that scenario, you cannot tell that it's saltwater fish in there. If you go over, you just go to Anastasia Island, all that good stuff. There's a lot of saltwater ponds over there, a lot more than what people know that are even in this county. And there's so many saltwater ponds around here. We've been exploring them. We've caught fish out of them. They've produced. We've seen numbers out of these ponds that we have been wanting to see. When you're inshore fishing, there's mangrove snapper, redfish, sheephead, whiting, croaker. Just, you can name whatever fish is probably in these ponds. Now, you're not going to find, I've never caught a trout or a flounder. Actually, there is flounder in one of these. Crazy as it sounds, there's a flounder in one of these ponds that I'm going to mention soon. Well, let me just tell you guys, the main pond we go to, produces with redfish. It's filled with redfish. It is just the most amazing pond that you could ever fish for redfish, if that's what you want. You have to be very careful not to cause too much attention, because it doesn't say no fishing, but it's a private community. It's an older folks community, so 55 and older. So you have to be very careful not to set anybody off there, because that's just not what you want to do. They don't want a lot of attention. You don't bring attention, they won't say anything. But my buddy went in there the other day. 27-inch redfish he pulled out of that pond, and there was probably a good 40-inch redfish right behind it trying to eat the bait out of its mouth. So we're just trying to go and trying to catch what we can out of these ponds. And today we've been after some snook for a while. Up here in North Florida, we don't get too many snook up here. They're all about this big to this big, not very big at all. And I have so many people say, oh, you're not going to catch snook up here, or you're not going to catch snook. Well, today me and him went out, and we caught a snook. And I think it was 25-inch snook, or 24 to 25-inch snook, just like that. I mean, it was just right off the bat. In this pond that we never thought that there would be a snook in. It looked like there could have been, but we weren't for sure. We weren't going to go out and say, okay, we're going to fish this pond because there's snook in here. All we've ever caught out of there were shiners and brim, so we never said, okay, we are going to fish this pond because there is snook in this pond. We never thought there was going to be snook in there, and we just happened to catch it today. And let me tell you guys, there's definitely snook in there. And if any of you guys need some spots, for snook or something, I'll be more than happy to give those to you. I just don't want to say them on here. I don't want everybody at my spots, So, but he's been getting on some redfish, some nice redfish. He's gotten a few, underslots. He's gotten a 25-inch red a few weeks ago. We've been killing the flounder too, not in ponds. We've been going down to Moultrie Creek down off US 1 down Moultrie Creek, south of town. We've been killing the flounder down there. So we go out there with a little jig head, usually 1/4 ounce to 3/16 ounce. I'll use one of the two. It doesn't really matter. One of the two I'll use. Most of the time I use 1/4 ounce. Take a little mud minnow, and it weighs it down perfectly. When you put the mud minnow, it weighs it down perfectly. And it's not too much. It kind of has that little bounce too. And we caught an 18-inch flounder a few weeks ago. I caught a 16, and he caught a 16, I'm pretty sure. So the flounder definitely running. A lot of people I know have been catching flounder, and we've been catching a lot of bass too. We actually went bass fishing after we went saltwater fishing today. We went bass fishing and caught some. I caught probably a good 2-pounder. He caught probably a good 5-pounder. We caught biggest mudfish that you'll ever see in your life. I mean, huge mudfish. I mean, it was massive. He caught 2 little not little, but regular sized mudfish. Now, guys, I have not told you guys this because I haven't made a video in forever, it feels like. I caught an 11.5 pound bass. I'm gonna put on the screen so you guys can see. But I've been fishing a lot. I got a new GoPro Hero 7 Silver. So we're gonna be making videos. I promise you guys. I just have to get back to doing it. I have the chest mount. Everything's ready to go. I just gotta get everything charged up and make sure we're good. I also got this new rod and reel set up here because my other one got stolen out of the back of my truck. This is a Daiwa Arid X Coastal, 7-foot medium heavy with an Okuma Alaris ALS 40 on there. This is my little flounder pounder rod, and I've been catching bass on this thing too. This thing is an all around. That's what I love about this rod. You can take it saltwater fishing, catch reds on. I've caught reds on this. I've caught bass. I've caught mudfish. I've caught anything you can name. And fish wise, basically, I've caught on here. I've caught shiners. I've caught brim. I've caught croaker. I've caught all kind mangrove snapper. I've caught everything on this rod, and it's so versatile. You can take it fresh or salt. It's called Coastal because technically this is the Arid X version for saltwater, but I use it for just about everything. Just about all my fishing, I use that rod right there for. This is the most amazing rod. So if you guys want to pick up a rod, that was about $50 for the rod. It's about $29.99 for the reel. I would definitely recommend that setup right there. That's my favorite all-around setup that I use. And I actually have a story. I don't know if you guys remember my white rod I used to use, the white bait caster with the white reel. It got pulled in the water the other day when I was saltwater pond fishing. I had out in the little live shrimp on there, and I was sitting on this rock, and I had two other rods sitting out to the left of me, and I had one sitting to the right of me, and he pulled this rod right into the water, and I had no time to stop it from going in. It just went. So, but let me tell you guys right now, we have the bluefish are definitely still running as well. We have caught multiple bluefish. If you go on docks at night, if you go on the docks at nighttime, any docks lights, if you throw a mud minnow in there or a jig head with a gulp shrimp or something like that, you will catch either a bluefish. We caught a few trout, a few flounder at night, but mainly right now the bluefish are what's hitting at night. And I think after these bluefish leave, the trout and the flounder will get more active at night. We haven't had too much gigging. As far as gigging goes, we've gigged one here and there. We usually walk gig, so it's a little bit harder sometimes to find the fish. But we definitely got one a few weeks ago, but that's it. I mean, we really have not seen too many, but we're not going to the best spot either because the good spot is closed down due to the whole coronavirus, so we are just kind of working with what we have now. But as far as everything else goes, is the fish running. Bluefish are definitely running right now. We've caught a few black drum here and there, just not very big, but the big ones are definitely running. I mean, all sizes are running really. The black drum are really hitting good right now. So we went the other day off this big concrete wall, and we were just throwing dead shrimp, catching them off dead shrimp. So we went a few weeks ago as well off another concrete wall, same place, just down the way a little bit from where we were the other time, and we were throwing dead shrimp with I think it was a ounce weight on there. Ounce weight with probably a foot a leader on there. 4-carbon leader with a 2-aught owner K-hook. And just putting shrimp on there. Dead shrimp, throwing them out. Probably, right in the middle where the current just rips through. I would recommend a bigger weight though, because we were just working with what we had. And I would probably recommend you using a circle hook for black drum as well. Again, we were just working with what we had. So let me tell you, the black drum are definitely running pretty good. Bluefish are definitely running. If you're into keeping bluefish, I kept my bluefish for the first time a few weeks ago just to try it. It was really good. I was really impressed on how it was. I'd recommend baking bluefish if you guys catch it. Anyway, so Braden's been doing pretty good on the redfish. Like I said, early in the mornings we've been going out to these ponds, catching redfish. Guys, another thing I'm going to be learning how to do is going to be fly fishing. I'm going to be fly fishing soon. I'm really excited to learn how to do it. I got a guy who's going to teach me how to fly fish. So it's going to be a really fun learning experience. And I know this guy goes out and catches reds in the morning. And we have a boat now we can take out. So we're just waiting on everything to get. We're trying to put the motor and stuff on it. So we just got to get all that stuff done. But after that, we'll be going out in the boat and making videos for you guys. But we're about out of time here. We got 10 minutes to do this. So it's 9:20. It's 9:24. 9 minutes 25 seconds. So anything you want to say right before we leave?
Yeah, I was talking about the knocker rigs, and probably the 3/4 ounce with a 4-aught eagle claw hook, either 3 or 4-aught eagle claw hook.
Like what
kind
of
of sharp? I can't remember exactly, but they're like, it's not the EWG.
Is it the ones that kind of go up and like bend out a little bit?
Yeah.
I know which one you're talking about. I don't know what they're called. I don't really use those too much. I'm more of a more of a Gamakatsu.
With a mud
Type guy.
minnow or a mullet, that's perfect for redfish and flounder. And they'll absolutely kill them.
They usually do with the knocker rigs. I mean, I've been catching I caught 2 mangrove snapper this morning, both on knocker rigs, so they definitely work, and I'd recommend using those too if you're catching black jump or whatever you're trying to go after. It's kind of a versatile thing. But
And I would use jig heads for flounder with mud minnows. That's probably the best thing you can use for flounder, the live bait. So
anyway, guys, I'm glad I finally got to make a video. Miss you guys. We'll be coming back soon. I promise you. We got shirts now. I don't have one on me. It's over there. I should have brought it into the video, but we do have shirts now if you guys are interested. So, yeah, go ahead and go get that shirt if you don't mind.